What's up, YouTube world? This is your boy Nightmare 10 once again, and I'm here with another video. Finally, I'm back with a video. I know you guys are wondering where I was. A lot of you are probably like, I don't even care. Probably unsubscribed too. But here I am. It's going to be an NFL video. My NFL preview of the season, predictions, stuff like that. It's probably going to be kind of cut short to just predictions. I might not be able to say a lot of thoughts. Might have to come back at later on this week, but I wanted to get this out before Wednesday because I didn't want anybody to say that I let that game influence my decisions. So here we go. Might be going through this kind of fast. Hopefully I'll be able to explain why I do it. If it cuts off in between, I'll end up getting a new video out anyway, so you won't even see this one, but this is how we're going to go, okay? So here we go. The NFL season is back. Rob Gronkowski jersey is brand new. I mean, brand spanking new. So it's the new Nike, one of the new Nike jerseys, and this is the limited edition. And I suggest getting them because this one looks pretty sick. But anyways, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's get down to my predictions for the divisions, where everyone will finish, and where and the playoffs, and who will make the playoffs. I will give you my Super Bowl preseason Super Bowl prediction. But I'm not going to, go into like picking the seeding and necessarily and stuff like that. But I will tell you who the wild cards are and who the division winners are and stuff like that. Okay, so I got a little cheat sheet right here too. Just so you guys know, I might set it down right there so I don't have to hold it. Anyways, let's get down to the nitty gritty. We're going to start off with my division, the AFC East. Obviously, I have the Patriots winning this division. I don't think it's going to even be close. The shocker will come in at number 2. A lot of people are writing off the Jets. Don't get me wrong, the Jets' offense is bad. It's pretty bad, actually. But I just think that with Tebow and you guys know I'm a huge Tebow fan. I think with that and just kind of what they're able to, I feel like they'll be better than what they are in the preseason. And I feel like Tebow's gonna start probably by week 5. Mark my words, Tebow will start by no later than week 5. So if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I guess that's all I can say there. But I do think Tebow will start by then. I think they'll have no choice. I think they're going to lose. They'll probably go 1-4. If he starts week 5, they'll be 1-3. Is that enough? Did they give enough time? And there's a bug. Bam! Killed him too. Boom! Just like Gronk's going to do this season. Spike! Anyways, you guys got to see me kill a fly live in action. How awesome is that? Anyways, so we go back to the Jets. I feel the Jets are going to finish second. I don't know, it's record-wise that they're probably going to be about 10-6 or 9-7. It all depends what they do and what they're able to do. I think they can easily go 10-6. That's probably their ceiling. Maybe 11-5 if Tebow just does that good for them. But I can't say much more than that. Number 3, I'm going to have the Bills. The Bills always start off great. I believe they might start off, 4-1, 5. I can't remember what their schedule is. I did look at it, but they could easily start off with a good record and be in the talks. And then, well, guess what? They're not going to be out in the talks very long after that. So we know that that's gonna cut off very shortly. And a lot of people have the Bills finishing second in the division, but I know better than that. I know the Bills. I know the history of the Bills. Well, let's just face it. They're gonna collapse towards the end of the season. If they don't, that's great. But the Bills are still not gonna make the playoffs if they finish second. So then at 4th, I have the Dolphins. Not much to say about them. They're the least talented in the AFC East. I do think they won't have the worst record in the league, but they could be in the top 3 easily. So AFC North, number 1. I think this is easy. I've got the Ravens. I think most people do have the Ravens at number 1. I don't think they lost a whole lot as far as their team, and I think they got, they're about the same. So, another year, another shot at it. I believe their best shot though was last year, winning the Super Bowl. Or to win the Super Bowl or to get to the Super Bowl, and we stopped that. And for those that think that the field goal cost that game, no one remembers Tom Brady lobbing a random pass when they had the lead. They basically could have little short passes, 1 first down would have ended the game. Brady tosses a touchdown, gift wraps to the Ravens. So you shouldn't even have a shot at that field goal. So get off of that with the Ravens, okay? But yes, they did have a shot at a field goal and they missed. Well, well, guess what? Life sucks. Number 2, the Steelers. Now, a lot of people, I've seen people put the Steelers at number 3. I've seen people, just completely write off the Steelers. They're still the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, their offensive line is weak. Their running game is weak. But it just seems like the Steelers always find a way to get over their weaknesses, and especially after they've had a quote-unquote bad year last year, by being humiliated, did I say that right? By the Tebow Broncos. So I got the Steelers number 2. They'll probably finish around 10-6 as well, like the Jets. And I think the Steelers will probably beat the Jets week 2, I believe, and that'll probably end up being a deciding factor. So that game, I believe it's week 2. Steelers-Jets could be huge for playoff implications, and that's week 2. Okay. Then I got Bengals number 3. Andy Dalton's, got lucky last year, made the playoffs. Then 3 teams in that division made the playoffs. That's not going to happen this year. Sorry, Andy Dalton. I can see an 8-8, 7-9. I think they're really stretching it at 9-7. It all depends on scheduling and how things work out there. But 9-7 is just probably stretching it. But 8-8, I could easily see that. And then Browns last. I really like Colt McCoy. I think Colt McCoy may even get a chance to start this year. Whedon has looked horrible in the preseason. Of course, preseason means nothing, pretty much in the grand scheme of things. But we'll see how it goes. Player evaluations and stuff do matter though, so the whole preseason is not a waste. Don't get me wrong. So then we jump to the AFC South, and in the AFC South we have we'll shake things up a little bit. 4th, I have the Jags. I believe between the Jags and the Colts, there's not going to be much of a difference there. So I really I just feel like Andrew Luck's going to win some games for the Colts that they normally wouldn't have won. So I got the Jags 4th, Colts 3rd. Number 2 would be the Tennessee Titans, who could very well go for a playoff spot. With the AFC East the way it is, if the Steelers are who everybody else thinks they are going to be and the Jets end up sucking, I think the Titans could very well steal a playoff spot. What they would do in the playoffs, I don't know. But I don't think, well, you'll find out in a minute when I pick my wild cards. But Titans number 2. Number 1 is the Texans. They were a quarterback injury away from possibly making sure the Ravens didn't even make it to the AFC Championship game. And maybe even us to the Super Bowl. They were the only threat that I had last year, and they're it's the same thing this year. Texans are the only team I see as any bit of a threat to the Patriots. I'm not trying to be some psycho fan cocky guy. It's just how I feel. I feel like that the Patriots are the best team in the AFC, if not best team in the NFL. The talent is outrageous, but the NFC is stacked, and I'll get to that. So I kind of fear the Super Bowl once again. AFC West. At number 4 in the AFC West, I have the Raiders. Miguel will hate that, and he'll automatically turn off the video. Sorry, man. Just don't like the overall team. Carson Palmer, yes, he has a whole fresh year. We'll see what he has. It would not surprise me now. I feel like this division is pretty tough. Might be the toughest in the AFC, and it probably would be. As far as closest, the teams are just the closest, and really anybody can win that division in a sense. But it's just, I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders finish 2nd or 3rd, but I would be surprised if they won it. So I got Raiders 4th, Chiefs 3rd. I think the Chiefs are very talented. Matt Castle, there's question marks there, I know, but I think the Chiefs overall are a better team than the Raiders, and that's why I have them at number 3. Young team too, so that's why I feel like they'll probably struggle a little bit. Number 2, Broncos. Yes, I have the Peyton Manning Broncos, now that they're not Tebow Broncos. I just think Peyton Manning's just going to have to get a lot of learning, and he's playing outside the majority of the time. I think that's going to have an effect. He usually, he's used to his indoor games for all his home games, so I feel like that's, even his home games are going to be struggles. Plus, I have him losing week 1 to the Steelers, so there you go with that as well. Then number 1 is the Chargers. Phillip Rivers can't have as bad as years he had last year, and he still didn't do that bad. So I think the Chargers will be back. Their question marks for me are defense, but we'll see how Melvin Ingram could very well be a key for their defense. That dude was a beast for South Carolina, and he did pretty good for the preseason as well. All right, so then we have the NFC. Just to recap, Patriots, Ravens, Texans, and Chargers are my division winners for the AFC. the two teams I have going for the wild card. We'll go ahead and say that I have the Broncos taking a wild card spot, and I have the Steelers taking the other wild card spot. I think it'll be between the Steelers and the Jets, and maybe the Titans can kind of somewhat compete in that for that last spot. But I think the Broncos will easily have that other spot. The NFC East. Let's start on the NFC side. NFC East is so hard, and in fact, let's just skip that because I need a lot to talk about. So let's go to the NFC North, and then we'll get back to the NFC East. NFC North is not easy to talk about either. I have the Packers winning the division. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be commandingly. I think it'll be maybe like a 2-game window kind of win or whatever. They'll win the division, but I think they'll be good enough to be a number 1, number 2 seed. So number 2, I have the Bears. Little question, or not question, fact for you guys. Did you guys know the Bears were 7-3 until Cutler got hurt? 7-3. Not to mention they really haven't lost anyone on defense, from my understanding. I might be just not might be drawing a blank. I think maybe he was on the Redskins last year, so never mind. So that's a huge thing. Everybody's coming back pretty much. Then on offense, you get Brandon Marshall. Jay Cutler's used to that. That's his receiver. I mean, then you have Alshon Jeffrey from the Gamecocks as well. And I've seen him, being from South Carolina and living in South Carolina. I've seen a lot of Jeffrey, and I like him. So we'll see how that goes as well. But I think that their team only got better, and if Forte can stay healthy, there's that as well. So the Bears, I really like the Bears, and they're going to finish second in this division. Third, I have the Lions. It sounds so crazy. I mean, third, Lions. Like, the Lions are legit. They made the playoffs last year, lost to the Saints, but they're a young team. It's just, I think this year is just not, it's really, this division is crucial. I mean, it's huge because the Lions and Bears, those matchups mean a lot, because I think the Lions and Bears records are going to be so close that it's going to really determine their games between each other are really going to matter. So I just think the Bears are going to come out on top. I think the Bears can play more of in the outside, whether maybe steal one against the Packers and stuff like that. So, and then I have the Vikings, fourth in that division. Jerome Simpson, hope he does a great year. Hopefully, Person Harvin does too, because I got him in my main fantasy league. So, alrighty, NFC South, in which people are apparently thinking the Saints are just going to drop off. Newsflash, not going to happen. Number 4, the Bucks. Obviously the worst team in this division, but they're a young team. Kevin, don't go crazy for hearing me say that. But the Bucks are a young team. They're going to be back. It's going to take a while. And they may not have enough time, because you have to win now in this league. So, number 3, I have the Panthers. Yes, I have the Panthers. Everybody thinks they're going to win the division. Apparently, they have a shot at the playoffs, but they need a lot of help. A lot of help. I think 9-7 is the top they can reach for. If they end up 10-6, it's because of injuries somewhere else. I mean, that's just how it is. Or teams playing like they're not supposed to be playing. Number 2, surprisingly, I have the Saints. Yes, I think the Saints are gonna struggle a little bit, and I think that's gonna be just enough for the Falcons to win the division, who I have at number 1. So there you go with that. And not much to say about that. I think the Falcons finally win the division this year, which they might have won before. I don't know. My memory's drawing a blank here, but I do think the Falcons are going to win the division this year. Saints number 2. If I'm wrong there, I think it's just switched. So big whoop. NFC West, I have the Niners winning the division easily, but not. I don't think they're going to have a strong record as strong a record as they did last year. They got a win over the Cowboys, I believe it was, in a close game, and they also beat the Eagles from behind. The Giants, I believe, they had to come from behind to beat the Giants. It was a close game anyways. So I think the Niners, if they're switched, the Niners could have a different record, but they're still going to win their division outright. Number 2, this is probably going to shock people. I have the Rams. Sam Bradford is a beast. If he can stay healthy, if his team can stay healthy, because a lot of people didn't know that he had a lot of injuries, because people don't pay attention to the Rams. They had a lot of injuries last year, and I think that they could very well finish second in this division and maybe steal a game against the Niners. That's probably asking for a lot, but maybe. Number 3, I have the Seahawks. Not much difference here between them and the Cardinals, but just how it rolls out. I think the Seahawks could win more games, but the Seahawks and Cardinals, let's just say, safe to say, if they finish 8-8 like they did last year, that would be crazy. They both finished 8-8, by the way, if you didn't know that. So yeah, I have Seahawks third, fourth, Cardinals. Then we go back to the NFC East, where I had to change. I just don't know, man. Pick whoever you want in the AFC East or NFC East. You might be right. Like, that's just how I feel. It's so, you could pick either three. I think mainly between the two. But Cowboys, whatever. Redskins are going to finish fourth. That's who I have in that division, finishing fourth. RG3, I think it's just not going to be able to get them to the level quite yet. Cowboys number 3 is where I got them. Easily could be number 1. I mean, just how they're all talented teams. And if the Redskins can come back into the equation even more than they have been, that division is insane. Number 2, I have the Giants. Trademark will hate me for that, but it's just how I have it. I have the Giants number 2. Eagles number 1. Yep. I feel like Vic finally, I'm hoping Vic only misses, maybe a game, if maybe finally plays a full season. Eagles aren't going perfect. Curtis probably thinks so, but anyways, that's my friend. So yeah, I have Eagles number 1. Giants 2, Cowboys 3, Redskins 4, just as a recap of that division. Alright, so the NFC playoffs look like this. Packers, Eagles, Falcons, 49ers, those are your division winners. Not in that particular order, I'm not doing seeding. And then your wild cards are the Saints and the Bears. Yes, I have the Bears making a wild card. Lions missing out on the playoffs. Panthers, a lot of people think they might have a playoff run. And then the Giants and the Cowboys. So defending Super Bowl champions Giants are out of the playoffs. I believe that the Giants will be 10-6. I believe the Cowboys could very well be 10-6. The Lions might be 10-6. The Bears might be 10-6 as well. I like the Bears to do really good this year, and that's why I have the Bears in that. Last year I picked a wild card for my Super Bowl picks. Maybe not a wild card, but I had preseason I had Packers Patriots. So let me get that straight. Before the once playoffs were set, I had Patriots 49ers, and that should have happened, barring a few fluke plays, but whatever. So it didn't happen, but this year I'm going to go with a wild card kind of pick. I think the Bears are going to go to the Super Bowl, and I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl against the Patriots. I don't see any team stopping the Patriots. My Patriots, I just don't. I'm sorry. A lot of AFC people are going to be mad, or will come back to this video like, ha ha ha, I thought you said Patriots had no chance to lose. I'm not saying that. They do have a chance, but I just don't have, as a Patriots fan and as a non-biased fan, I just don't see a team that is much talented as the Patriots. So that's why I have Patriots over the Bears in the Super Bowl. Obviously, I have to pick the Patriots to win the game, but that game would probably scare me too. That defense is pretty good, as well as Cutler and all them. So there you go. Those are my predictions as far as where people will finish in the divisions, the playoffs, and the early Super Bowl pick. And the games start tomorrow. Actually, when you see this, they'll probably start today. They start Wednesday night. So Giants, Cowboys. I have the Giants winning that game, just in case you guys were wondering. Not going to do picks for week 1 probably. I might end up coming back and do a little quick video, like 1-2 minute video, and just name my picks. But that will be after the Wednesday night game. So that's why I want to go ahead and say I got the Giants. Okay, so that's it. And glad to be back on YouTube. I know you guys probably saw my sync card video or whatever. That was kind of dumb. But anyway, so that's it. And I'm back. Hopefully I'm going to try to make picks every week, make thoughts, on the NFL, just because pro wrestling just is right now. Go Dolph Ziggler. Hope you're world champion soon. But other than that, that's it. And hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope it wasn't too long for you. Hope you guys kind of agree with my thoughts. And if you don't, or if you do, comment. Let me know what you guys think. And I'm sorry I couldn't go into too much depth, but I probably went into more than I thought I was going to. So there you go. There you have it. I'm Nightmare 10, and I'm out. Peace.